from home during a global health pandemic. That virtual reality for families is causing a big demand for digital devices and putting a spotlight on a digital divide across the Houston area.
That is the focus of tonight's Stronger Houston Report, a Channel 2 exclusive.
Thanks for joining us. I'm Lauren Freeman.
I'm Keith Garvin in for Chris Gutierrez. Stronger Houston is a commitment to bringing to light the inequality issues facing Houston communities.
And tonight, with some school districts already resuming classes and others just days away, we look at the challenges facing families who didn't have a digital device or even internet access.
Rochelle Turner live at the headquarters of Houston ISD. District leaders are meeting tonight to talk about buying more digital devices for families. Rochelle, good evening.
Good evening to you. That's exactly right. Simple things like a laptop or a hotspot can make a big difference when it comes to learning. There's already several school districts like this one right here behind me, elected officials and companies like T-Mobile that have invested millions of dollars in digital access programs. It's just one step to help bridge the gap in the digital divide.
What would the world be like without cars and motorcycles?
5-year-old KJ is learning about science on wheels.
Internal combustion engines.
He and his siblings will be fueling through the new school year on their laptops.
When we got these, it was a big help.
That's Mom, Monique Miner. Her kids attend Aldine and Humble ISD. She credits the schools for making sure students are prepared for virtual learning.
I don't think I would have been able to get one for everyone.
Today we picked up the laptop from client.
It's a similar story for Taina Vasquez.
My laptop actually just broke. So I'm like sitting here, okay, I'm gonna have to either try to find out how to fix it or try to go buy a new one.
It's a new era for parents amid the coronavirus pandemic. But not all families have access to digital devices and the internet, something that's much needed.
I wish I could find a word that was more emphatic than critical, because it is the essential bridge to learning.
Gabby Rowe is the project lead for Operation Connectivity, a joint effort between the governor's office, the TEA, and Dallas ISD that began in May.
It was designed to ensure that every student in the state of Texas was fully connected by the beginning of the 21-22 school year.
But her passion for connecting families is not new. For 25 years, she's been working to bridge the digital divide.
The definition after COVID means an absolute and complete lack of access to information, to jobs, to learning, to work skills development. And it essentially has gone from being a divide to being a chasm that has no bridge crossing it.
The digital divide impacts under-resourced communities and families who can't afford devices. This is a map of Region 4 that includes Harris County. Nearly 75% of students in Houston ISD are economically disadvantaged. In districts like Aldine, Alieve, Galena Park, and Pasadena, that number grows to more than 84%.
All of this has been donated.
While school districts are helping out, there are other resources available for those who need it.
This is an example of a typical laptop that we would get.
Colin Dempsey is the executive director of CompuDot in Houston.
Our mission is to provide technology access and education to youth here in the Houston area.
The massive facility on Airline Drive is expanding and will double its class and office space. CompuDot refurbishes computers and gives them to students who don't have them at home.
A lot of kids don't really understand until the computer goes into their car, and then they say, well, when do I have to return it? And the answer is never. Our computers are theirs to keep.
Before COVID, they were giving out about 2,000 computers a year to students.
But since March 18th, we've done over 7,000 in the Houston area.
Now, CompuDot says there are 50,000 families registered in Harris County waiting for a device.
We do not have enough devices to give to every family right now.
Judge Lena Hidalgo is also taking action. She pledged $32 million so kids in Harris County can have access to a computer and internet.
That is almost immeasurable.
And while it may be a step in the right direction to bridge the digital divide, there's still a long way to go.
Not just for distance learning, but for telehealth visits, for finding resources in the community, for rent relief, right? You need a computer for these things.
A device is now an essential need, a digital connection that's key to making families and our communities stronger. And there's still a lot to uncover when it comes to the digital divide. As you heard, CompuDot says there are 50,000 families registered in Harris County waiting to receive a laptop or a device. You can be a part of the solution. If you have one of these devices at home, consider donating those items so a kid in need can help and learn and grow. I've listed all of the information as to how you can donate on clicktohouston.com. And coming up tonight at 6, I'm going to preview the Houston Independent School Board, where school board members are meeting virtually right now to consider a more than $54 million amendment to the budget. Some of that money is going to help with this digital divide and purchase laptops and hotspots for students. I'll break it down coming up tonight at 6 o'clock. For now, reporting live in Houston, I'm Rochelle Turner, KPRC Channel 2 News.